in Lightburn, and we're going to select File, Import, and you're going to go to where that SVG is, and you're going to double click and it will import your image. As you can see right here, we have little squares going all the way around the image, and that means right now you can grab it and drag it to where you want to place it on the board. So I'm going to line it up just right in the corner. We're going to select cuts and layers, and then here are the two lines that we have. So the black one is where we're going to do the engraving, and the red is where we're going to cut it. Right now we have this first, but let's just say, let me move this down here. Let's say you pulled up your job and you know that this one you're going to engrave, but you see that it's below the cutting. You always want to do it in a certain order. You want to engrave first and then cut, because if you cut first, you're loosening up that object, and then when you're engraving on top of it, it's not going to be held still, so it can move around and your engraving may not turn out as well. So all you need to do is just click this to move it in line to be first. So we're going to click here on the mode, and I'm going to change mine to fill since I'm going to engrave, and then we are going to double click here and we're going to change the speed and the power. So let me show you where I got my information for the speed and the power. I am using the Falcon Laser 2, which is from Creality. So I was able to you can Google it online, whatever your laser is. You want to find the recommended parameters. So that is what I am using for mine. See here it says Creality Falcon, and mine's a 22 watt. So this is just a recommended guideline just to get you started until you start to learn your machine and you start to know, all the answers. So right now that's not me, so I'm just kind of following this guideline. I'm going to use basswood, and it says for a thickness of 2 millimeters, you would do recommended power of 40, and the recommended speed is 6,000, and you would do 1 pass. Also here it says engraving. So that is the processing mode is engraving, and this one is cutting. So since that is engraving, this is what we follow. Very important. So let's go back over here. We're going to double click, and I'm going to change the speed to 6,000 and the power 40. It is just doing it 1 pass, and then you can just hit OK. To engraving, when you engrave, you don't need the air assist, so we can turn that off. So the next one is what says line, and that is going to be a cut. And same thing, you just go to your parameters, and here it says you can do 2 and then 100 power, and recommended speed is 700, and that's based on 2 millimeters of thickness. So what I did in my case is I changed mine to 3 passes because I am using a different wood, but so mine is thicker than usual. So I'm doing 3 passes, and that just means that it's going to go around to cut it 3 times, and that's just to make sure that it does cut. So this is all good to go. We are going to go ahead and click on laser, and I'm going to turn my device on. We are going to make sure the device is on. Yes. You want to make sure that you can find your port, which my port is 19. So I'm going to select that. So this is the Falcon 2 Pro laser, and this is the wood sheet that I'm going to use. And actually what I did, since again I'm new to lasering, and obviously I'm going to make mistakes, I went to Lowe's, and you can get this in a gigantic sheet, and I just had them cut all this down to different sizes so I could practice. So really that's just the best way I think to learn, is just to get a bunch of wood sheets and practice galore, because you're going to make mistakes, but then that's how you learn. So I'm going to just slide this over, and so I don't waste any of the wood, I'm going to line this corner up with this laser so you can see that it's lined up. Keep in mind that I'm new to laser, but this is working for me so far, and the more I do it, the more I'm going to learn and learn from my mistakes, but it's getting the job done for now, so I'm going to show you what I know. So we just lined the laser up, and then something I noticed really helps is when you click on frame, it will go ahead and show you where it's going to do the cut, and it'll show you the border. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna turn the camera on and hit frame so you can see what it does. This is so important because you know if it's going to cut on the board or if maybe it's off the board. So that helps you not waste your board, and it also lets you know that it is going to cut the area that you're envisioning in your mind. The other thing that I learned, which is so cool, is you want to make sure that you set everything up correctly as far as cutting and engraving, because a lot of times when I first started, I thought that I was engraving and really it was just cutting, or vice versa. Learned from some other YouTuber. There's this little TV up here screen. You can click that and then you can hit play, and this will show you what your laser is going to do. So when it's going back and forth like that, that means it's engraving because it has to do the repetition back and forth. I can scrub it by going quicker, so I know that that's engraving. So engrave, engrave, engrave. Now it's showing that it's cutting. So that way you know that you did set it up correctly. I thought that was so cool. We're gonna hit OK, and now I'm going to go back and set my laser again. Since we did the frame, I did not have it go back to its original position. So we're gonna move that, and then we're going to hit start. So now you see down here we have layers. I'm gonna go to laser, and we are on the right port, and we're going to hit, whoops, let me shut this. And we're going to hit start. And you want to put your safety goggles or your safety glasses on. So it says over here that this is actually going to take 28 minutes and 20 seconds. I think that is because of how I'm engraving. I'm engraving it a really detailed, so there are ways to do it a lot quicker. I think if you don't fill it as much and maybe you just do more repetition back and forth, but I actually like the way that this looks, so we're going to go ahead and continue and do this. And again, we're all learning, so maybe there's another way, and we'll find out later on that. So the next thing I did was I took painter's tape. You can use painter's tape or duct tape, and they say just to apply it on there and go back and forth, and then you remove the painter's tape or the duct tape, and it will remove any like residual debris or anything that you got. I noticed it didn't help too much in my situation. So as you can see, it really didn't remove a lot, but I think it just depends on the wood and a lot of other things. But I can tell you I did try the duct tape, and the duct tape was way too strong, and it actually removed some of the wood. So you just want to be careful whichever route you go, and if you do that. After I did that, I used the Tight Bond and a paintbrush, and all I did was just apply some of the Tight Bond glue to the part that I was going to glue. And then I just took a paintbrush and I just thoroughly just went back and forth just to make it even throughout. And then I placed it on the other piece, and then I put a Actually, I used like a charger that was a little bit heavy to put on top. You could use a book, you could use a clamp, and it dries pretty quickly. I think I did that for, I don't know, like 30 minutes, not long at all. So I think it turned out super cute. What do you guys think? So at the end, after I painted it, I used Mod Podge spray just to seal it, just to make sure it stays. I hope you guys enjoyed my tutorial today. If you don't already subscribe, make sure to hit the subscribe button below. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.